More than a century after the Titanic disappeared beneath the Atlantic, the data still remembers. Hidden inside the passenger records are patterns of survival, privilege, class, and fate. This is the story the numbers revealed. April 1912. The RMS Titanic sailed across the North Atlantic carrying hundreds of passengers, each with their own dreams, status, and future. But when disaster struck, survival would not be random. On board were people from completely different worlds. Wealthy elites occupied the upper decks. Working-class families filled the lower sections of the ship. Long before the iceberg appeared, invisible social divisions were already shaping fate.
Southampton contributed the largest share of passengers, especially among the working class.
Cherbourg reflected a different world, a port strongly associated with wealth and first-class travel.
Queenstown told another story. Many passengers boarding there were emigrants, people carrying hope, but very few advantages.
More than a century later, the passenger records still remain. Hidden inside the data are patterns revealing who survived and why.
The dataset captured 418 passengers across 12 different features: gender, age, ticket class, fare, family size, port of embarkation. But before the truth could emerge, the data itself had to be cleaned. Real-world data is never perfect. Before any conclusions could be trusted, the Titanic dataset revealed serious gaps. Missing ages, missing fares, entire cabin records lost in silence.
The age column contained 86 missing values. To preserve as many passenger records as possible, the missing ages were reconstructed using the column mean. Only one fare value was missing. Instead of using the average, the median was chosen, a more stable measure for pricing data.
The cabin column told a different story. With 327 missing entries out of 418 passengers, the information was simply too incomplete to trust. The entire column was removed.
One new feature was created from the existing data: family size. A simple combination of siblings, spouses, parents, children, and the passenger themselves. But this single variable would reveal one of the most human patterns in the entire analysis.
One pattern stood above all others. Gender was the strongest predictor of survival. In this dataset, every surviving passenger was female.
The survival graph revealed a chilling truth. While female survival climbed sharply upward, the male survival line remained at 0.
Passenger class shaped survival probability with remarkable clarity. First-class passengers had the highest survival rates of all. Third-class passengers faced a completely different reality. Deep inside the ship, distance, confusion, and overcrowding worked against them.
Wealth did not just buy comfort, it bought proximity to safety.
Family size also mattered. Small families appeared to have the strongest survival advantage. We'll get through this together.
Stay close, my love.
But larger families faced greater difficulty. In the chaos of evacuation, keeping everyone together became nearly impossible.
Stay together, don't let go!
Where's the baby? I can't see!
Age influenced survival, but far less than expected. Gender and class consistently remained the dominant forces. When the variables were combined, one profile consistently showed the highest survival probability: female, first class, boarded at Cherbourg, traveling with a small family.
But reversing those variables changed everything. Male, third class, large family. The odds shifted dramatically against survival.
The Titanic disaster was more than a tragedy at sea. It was a reflection of the invisible structures shaping human survival. The data does not simply tell us who lived and who died. It reveals how society itself influenced fate. The Titanic disaster reveals patterns that speak to something timeless. Social structures tend to determine outcomes more than individual effort or luck. The past is not just history, it's a lesson.